Good afternoon. We continue to follow a local breaking news alert today. A political icon in Cincinnati has passed.
William Mallory Sr. passed away today at the age of 82. William Mallory is the patriarch of a family for whom public service is the family business. Mallory had a long and historic run in politics. He was elected president of the West End Community Council in 1965, and just a year later, he was in the State House. Mallory was elected a state representative in 1966, and then 8 years later, he was elected House Leader, the first African American to be elected to that post, a position he would hold for 20 years, longer than anyone in Ohio history.
He quickly became known as someone who was passionate about people. He always worked to make sure that he was using his influence to benefit the community. He created the Council on Aging. He had all kinds of homeless legislation that he passed. He sponsored or co-sponsored more than 600 bills during his 28 years in the Ohio General Assembly.
And joining us today to help remember William Mallory Sr. is Stephen Reese, who was collaborated with Mr. Mallory on many different projects and was a personal friend. And thank you so much for coming in, Mr. Reese.
Well, thank you.
First of all, your reaction to the passing.
Well, let me first of all say that Representative Mallory was a tremendous family man. He was one that resided in the community, never thought that he had got above the community, or was associated with the community, and was able to take their ideas and wishes to the legislature and to higher places and to help bring a reconciliation within that community. And he was able to assist in the passing of the Martin Luther King bill, which is a statewide holiday now, a graduate from Central State, co-chair of the Hamilton County Democratic Party. And then he also went in and filed a suit that affected how we elect minority judges in this county, which has opened the door for many minorities, as well as all other legislative feats. But he was one that didn't even basically have a car most of the time. You saw him riding a bus or trying to get a ride, but he was always there with the people. He never got above the people, and it's a little theme we have called From the Bottom Up. And he came from the bottom up and never forgot who was at the bottom with him, and he tried to pull people up with him as he went, and at the same time be a positive role model for his children, who all went on and became very successful.
Yeah, absolutely. The family, it was a family business, public service was. Now, what is it that fueled his interest in public service? I mean, it goes back to the time when he was the mayor of Parktown, even before.
He worked with Seven Hills Neighborhood House for many years, and from there he went on to become the president of the West End Community Council. And after that, then he got involved in a lot of community issues. And that's just a passion he had. You know, he was a graduate from Central State and knew people and was active there. And I think they've named a street or a building after him on that campus. And he has always been one to reach out, but he was able to cross political lines to be able to get things done. And his success record was very, very good. And as I said, a lot of everyday people benefited from his association, his involvement.
Yeah, now in 2008, he was named one of Cincinnati's great living Cincinnatians. But on a personal note, how would you want the community to remember Mr. Mallory?
To me, I would say that Representative Mallory was a man that never turned his back on the people and never felt that what he was doing was much better than anybody else, and that he would use all the resources and talent that God had given him to help elevate people. So I would say that he was definitely a guy who would reach back and take the masses with him.
All right, Stephen Reese, thank you so much for coming in and talking about Representative
Thank
Mallory. And as we noted, it was a family business for him. Mark Mallory, his son, who you heard from just here shortly, was elected to his father's House seat when Mallory Sr. retired. And Mark went on to serve in the state Senate, then 8 years as the mayor of Cincinnati. Another son, William Jr., is a Hamilton County Municipal Court judge. Son Dwayne is also a municipal court judge, and son Dale is a state representative. It all started, though, with William Mallory Sr., a man who found a lifelong interest in politics and turned it into a life of service. We will, of course, continue to follow this story and have more on William Mallory's legacy and his contributions in our later newscasts.